Good morning, West Leyden. Welcome to the latest edition of WLTV. I'm Ani Herrera.
And I'm Alexa Roscoe. Happy National Get Over It Day, but there's one thing we can't get over, and that's security at school.
Recent events have put school security in the headlines. Schools have been forced to reevaluate their security efforts. Whether you're at a store or a school, you're sure to find some type of security put in place for the safety of all those around you.
Here at Leyden, security is put in place to make sure our school days run smooth and safe.
WLTV's Amy Hurtado went to speak with Officer Pasoli to learn a little bit more about his job as a police liaison.
Okay. Hi, I'm Amy Hurtado, and I'm here with Officer Pasoli, and he's here to tell us a little bit more about what he does here at Leyden. So, Officer Pasoli, what kind of training did you have in order to become a police officer for Northlake?
So when you first get hired, they send you to the police academy. It's 3-month training where you go off campus. They teach you everything from law to traffic stops to putting you in stressful situations. And that's how you learn basically how to handle your emotions. And you actually go in a room and wrestle some volunteer police officers, and they put you in situations that they have actually been in. From there, when you graduate the academy, they send you to field training. That's actually at your police department, where you drive around with a field training officer, and you actually answer real calls, and they critique you on how you do. That's also 3 months. So once you pass that, police work is all about training. So you will be training every month, computer-based training. And you also can go to classroom courses that they'll sign you up for. That's like 3 to 4 times a year. We do firearms training 3 times a year. We go to an outdoor training facility, and we also do our firing range in the police department.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of hard work. And what made you decide that you wanted to step in for the job as West Leyden's police officer?
So I was on street patrol for 8 years in my career. You always want to challenge yourself. So I was ready for my next challenge. The position opened up, I put in for it, and I got it.
And what does your day-to-day look like at Leyden?
Well, first I start off at about 6:50. I get to the police department. I have to pick up my squad car. I go to my locker, get all the gear. From there, I get here at about 7:15, anytime between 7 and 7:15. When it's warmer out, I'll do traffic control to start the day because it gets pretty clustered out there. From there, I come in. Usually, the first thing I do is, kind of walk around the hallways, greet the students. And then I start usually with my truancies, but, any day is unpredictable because students are in and out of my office. Any kind of situation will come up, or they might just need some advice. Some of the things I deal with, mainly truancies, a lot of social media issues, thefts and harassment, batteries, because sometimes there's fights in school, and drugs.
How's the communication between yourself, the deans, administration, and security when it comes to dealing with emergency situations?
So when it comes to police work, security, communication is probably the most important thing. We have to have good communication with one another. That's where this comes in handy. We're able to radio to one another if a certain situation is going on, if they need my assistance, if they don't need my assistance, if they require the dean's assistance, administration, anything. And I think we communicate great. I let them know with what's going on the street, any information I get from my police department, and they also relay information to me if something happened when I wasn't here. So the communication, I would say, is great.
What is the equipment you carry, and how does it all work?
Okay, so our number one tool that we use the most would be our radios. I have 2 radios. This one's for the police department. This one's for the school. I have to monitor both radios at all times, just in case something's going on outside that the school will need to know about. That's what this one's for, if the police department has to get in touch with me. And this one's for security, deans. This is how we get in touch with one another. Next weapon I carry would be the taser. So the taser, it's used for situations where you have a subject that doesn't want to listen to you, is acting up and possibly violent, or has a knife. You want to use a little non-lethal force. Pretty much you just point the laser and you shoot, press the trigger, and 2 prongs will come out. It's a pretty useful tool. If you don't want to shoot the prongs, you could just do a little shock, and that usually helps. Next we'll go to the desk where we have the handcuffs, Handcuffs, you always want to carry 2 just in case you have multiple suspects. I carry 2 different sizes, the original size, and then sometimes you'll come across a bigger subject where those might not fit, so you use these. This is our on-duty firearm. It's a Glock 22. At the end of the day, you want to leave it like this in your locker, but when you get on shift, pretty much simple. Put the clip in, and then just slap that back, and you have a round in the chamber, and it's ready to go. And then finally, for our more serious situations, we have the AR-15. This is used usually for an active shooter, bank robberies. You might have a hostage situation. This weapon is very accurate, and it's very useful. Right here, if you want to shoot it, you just pull this pin out, you rack it back, and it's ready to go.
Back to the studio.
Thanks, Amy. Along with Officer Pasoli, here at Leyden, we have our very own team of trained security who we all have come to know and love.
WLTV's Leo Nunez went to find out a little bit more about the daily routines of our security guards.
Hi, I'm Leo Nunez. In the Parkland shooting on February 14th, an armed security guard never went inside to confront the school shooter. Here, along with Mr. Pozzoli, we have many security guards throughout the whole school. Here are some words from our security guards. So Mr. Ayala has been with us for 7 years. So Mr. Ayala, tell me, what are your daily tasks around here at the school?
Well, when I come in for work, usually I'm on this first period, so, whatever route I'm in at that time, that's the route that I take, which whether it be on the first floor, second floor, in the basement. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at. First period, second period, then we go to a different route. So we go by routes. So,
all right.
Yeah.
And when you guys are in your routes, what do you guys exactly do?
So let's take, for instance, the crossroads, which is downstairs in the basement. We check all the doors, make sure they're all secured. We walk around, make sure the kids are in their class, or if they have a pass to go to the bathroom, that's fine. And then we just kind of stationary downstairs, making sure, when the kids come out of the gym, they're in a certain area, so they're not walking around the building and stuff, disrupting other classrooms and stuff. Yeah.
That's great. So does everyone have different jobs, or everyone does sort of the same thing?
Well, I mean, we all do the same thing, but at the end of the day, when a period ends, another period starts, and so we all have different routes, different periods.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Ayala. I feel way safer. So tell me, Jimmy, how safe do you feel here at school?
I feel pretty safe since we have all the cameras and the security guards always looking out for us.
All right. Like Jimmy, many would agree that they feel safe here at our school. Hopefully, this never has to be put to the test.
Thanks, Leo. Security guards can't see everything in the school. When they need an extra set of eyes, they look to the surveillance cameras.
If you haven't noticed, there are security cameras all around the school, and they are being more put in place to monitor our every move, which could be good and bad.
WLTV's Daniel Kolaviak spoke with Dean Mason about how these security cameras are used in school.
So I'm here with the Dean, Mr. Mason, who's going to tell us a little bit more about his point of view on the surveillances and how does it work when it comes to the deans.
So we have a pretty extensive security camera system in the building. It's been expanded over the time that I've been in the dean's office, so I've been able to see some of the changes that have occurred. From our perspective, we use it for a variety of things. We use it to maintain safety and security, so we know who's in the building, who's coming and going from the building, where students are at during the day and after school, and then we use it to investigate any incidents that happen to occur on school grounds.
So I heard that you guys also have cameras in the field house, a variety of different places in the building. How is that helpful towards you guys?
So, beyond the safety and security measures, we're able to clear up, even minor issues that occur. So if a student is marked absent from class, we can verify their attendance by looking at the security cameras in the hallway and seeing when they came to a classroom and when they exited a classroom.
And also, how does it work when a student gets in trouble? How's the dean's role in using the cameras to prove guilty or not guilty? How does that work?
Sure. So I think the main thing is, if we have a situation where there is an incident and there's two different sides of a story from the students involved in that incident, we're able to investigate and use the security camera footage to verify what actually took place and deal with that situation correctly.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mason, and good luck next year with the new athletic director role.
Thank you, sir.
And have you ever wondered who's watching the cameras, or have you ever been inside the room? Well, for the first time, Shwayne Johnson and WLTV will take you inside. Come on. Hello, West Leyden. I'm Shoin Johnson. I'm here with Mr. Morris from the security team, and we're in the security surveillance room. So Mr. Morris is going to tell us a little bit more about what he does and how he does it.
What the security system is used for are monitoring the hallways, traffic of students as well as visitors, and to make sure everything is safe.
And we also heard that you have the surveillance footages and live feeds on your phone. How does that work and how does it help you?
Yes, we do. We have an app that we can use to monitor the hallways as well as the outside, just in case we get a call like someone left a cell phone somewhere, or there's something going on in the back we need to look at.
How is the reaction time? So, like, say something, for instance, something happens. Is there always someone watching the cameras? How does it work?
Yes, there's always someone monitoring the cameras, from the deans to one of the security officers at interest too.
All right, Mr. Morris, thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Daniel. We have obviously focused a great deal on security this week, but one of the best ways to protect ourselves is to look out for one another.
The West Leyden Service Club is working on a project to do just that. They are assembling care packages for the homeless. Here's Amanda with a report on their project.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Maya, Jose, and Ashley from Service Club to talk about the care packages being delivered to homeless people in Chicago. Now, Jose, what's the purpose behind Help Us, Help Them?
So the purpose behind this is to help people who have been living around the Chicagoland area, to help them get through the night. Over 700,000 people spend one night at least homeless. And over a course of 12 months, 3.5 million people will experience homelessness. So we're just trying to help make that one night a little easier for them.
Now, Ashley, how can students get involved?
Students can donate from socks to hats to lotion to toothpaste, anything that can possibly help them from now until the 22nd of March in either student services or the dean's office.
Thanks. And now, Maya, how was the experience last year after giving the packages to homeless people?
Last year, so we basically just split up in many groups and walked around the city. It was really fun, and it was just great to see their faces when giving them the packages.
So that's it from Service Club. Now be sure to participate in their event, and now back to the studio.
Thanks, Armando. Well, that's all the time we have for you today, West Leyden.
Good luck to all the sports competing this weekend, and congratulations to the hockey team on their success this season. And don't forget, go Eagles!
For the first time, WLTV will take you inside the surveillance room.